Hi guys, Sky here, and we have Stormy here.
Hello.
So, the latest episode of WandaVision, episode 5, came out, uh, a couple of days ago, and we just wanted to give our thoughts on it and, kind of like our thoughts on where they're taking the show, because the, the episode ended on a pretty big, like, cliffhanger. Like, they definitely left us questioning what's happening. So basically some like key points that stood out in this episode were first of all this episode was like set in the 80s sort of time period, and um we saw like um Wanda and Vision's kids were like um beginning to grow up. And I mean, it's kind of funny because like um they grew to 10 years old in like a second. So um I wonder if in the later episodes they're gonna grow up even more, or if they're just gonna stick with that age. So I guess we'll see what's gonna happen with that. um Also, another point is that when Vision was like at his work, like at the office, he sees this other employee. I'm assuming like someone who works there, in this office building. And he like taps into like his um personality or alternate like mindset, and it basically reveals like that someone is controlling him. And she doesn't specifically say Wanda, she just says she's controlling me. So I'm not sure if that's directly hinting towards Wanda or if it could be someone else. What did you think about that, Stormy?
I mean, I feel like it was pretty clearly stated out to be Wanda. I mean, there's hints here and there, and I feel like throughout the episode, as you kind of were just hinting to, like, there's just a lot that points to Wanda being the problem. And that Vision kind of is still a little confused, hazed, and maybe isn't exactly aware of what he's doing. Um, it's kind of interesting to me though that they chose not to have him like confront her more. But in regards to I don't remember the guy's name who said he had a family, and then when Vision touched him again, he was like acting like he was. But like to me, that kind of says like forced encapturement, like, and maybe Vision because like, Vision's kind of a figment as well. Um, maybe he doesn't really understand what's going on to that extent, but wants to.
Yeah. um I mean, I don't know. It could be that or something else. So, but this definitely got us aware that whoever this vision, like, because we're not entirely sure if this vision is a whole new, like, created from scratch vision, or if it's a figment of that fake reality, or it's the old body but like rebuilt. We don't know. Um, so another thing we saw is um, basically Vision later that day goes back to his house, and he tells basically Wanda that he knows that she's controlling people in the West View. And he also points out that there seems to be no children in the town other than um, Billy and Tommy. So something's definitely not right there. So that could be a key player later on. Um, and then they have like this sort of like parent fight where like they're sort of questioning each other, and um, I'm not sure if Vision is entirely convinced that this isn't some like fake thing. So we'll probably see that explored as we go forwards. And obviously, if you've seen the episode, the cliffhanger on this episode was pretty big. Basically, see someone knocks at Wanda's door, and it turns out to be her brother, but it's played by Evan Peters, not Aaron Taylor Johnson from Age of Ultron. So, um, what do you think about this, Stormy?
I mean, so I've been seeing quite a lot of theories. So one is the multiverse kind of opening up, which I feel like has a couple of good points to kind of bring in. But I feel like there's kind of a bigger connection here. I mean, for one, we're basically in a fake reality, so what's to say that she didn't just create him out of her figment? I mean, we've seen similar ideas and connections to the comics, and we've seen like what she can do if she wants to do something. I mean, it kind of seems like to me that the multiverse thing kind of holds its own weight because there's a lot of characters that they haven't used yet, and there's things that we're being hinted to, and things that aren't necessarily center stage yet. But it makes me wonder, like, if there's some sort of like secondary meaning, and what I mean by that is like, is there something that we're missing that we don't know about yet? Is there things happening, like, obviously behind the scenes, figuratively and literally, that, like, we're not connected to? I mean, it's kind of making Wanda look like the villain, and I feel like having Pedro come back, whether it be fake or not, it kind of seems like that's sort of the hint, if that makes sense. It's sort of the big call out. It's sort of kind of like what's connecting everything, and we don't know the rest of that connection because we haven't seen what is going to happen versus what did happen. I mean, we are still pretty in the dark on how this all started. I mean, we know it's a fake reality, and we know that Wanda is protecting it, but we don't know why. We don't know what started it. We don't know if she was forced, coerced into doing it. And we don't know what the context of him coming back is going to have implications or not.
Yeah. Um.
I think it's definitely going to make her not want to leave.
Yeah. Um. Now, you kind of touched on this, but do you really think could be the Fox Universe X-Men like Quicksilver, or is this someone else, or is this someone Wanda just created?
So here's the thing about that. So my thing about the whole X-Men theory, and I've been seeing this go around as well, it kind of fits. If I'm being honest, it kind of works, but it works in a way that like you wouldn't think it would work. It works more as like a call out, not really a necessarily continuation. Um, I know we've seen in the past with other properties where something will connect to something else and they reuse actors or they connect something that they've previously made. And I feel like Marvel has a lot of growth in that area. And I feel like there's a lot that could be like insinuated slash made, but I feel like it's more a figment or more like false reality. And I say that because to me, that interaction between those two kind of looked fake. It kind of looked a little bit like, oh my god, my brother's back, versus like, actually emotional. I mean, we don't know what the figment of what she believes. We still don't know any really that much about why she believes the things that she does, and we don't know how she got there. If we knew that, I would be able to give a more solid answer.
Okay. My stance on like this right now, I mean, it could change with this week's episode, but if I just don't know why um Marvel and like Disney would go get Evan Peters to replay Quicksilver from which he had already played in the Fox X-Men universe.
And that's why I'm a little skeptical as to like what reason they would have if it wasn't that reason. Continue though.
Yeah, yeah, so that's why I think there's a possibility this could do with the multiverse cuz yeah, like it could just be to throw us off and like tease us. But then again, like I don't know if Marvel and Disney would just do that, just to tease us.
And I think it's
Like I'm a,
likely. I feel like that. I
I
feel like
think
that's a good point. It's likely that we're bound to see some sort of throw off.
yeah. So if this does turn out to be like sort of like a fake or something, I mean it's cool, but then again, like it would have. I hope that's not what they're going for. I hope it's something like more like that actually adds to the plot.
I mean, I kind of want to make a connection here. This is sort of like a future call out. I mean, of course, we know bits and pieces about the next Spider-Man project, but I feel like it could be similar to that, where they're using a portion, or so we think. Obviously, there isn't a lot of details, but we know bits and pieces about the next Spider-Man project. But I do feel like they're gonna start reusing characters and using other universes in this case into the multiverse, and I feel like that's likely. So I wouldn't rule it out. I just don't think we're seeing that for the reason why we think. I think it's got some sort of greater connection, um, and that connection we don't know about yet.
Yeah. So I'm assuming we're gonna get some more answers and questions in episode 6.
Hmm.
So I can't wait to see what's gonna happen.
Yeah,
Um.
it's exciting, and there's a lot that we don't know about. I mean, uh, when you break it down, like there's still factors we don't know about. We don't know a lot about Wanda's situation in the series yet. We're not really explained that at all yet, and that's gonna be a big portion of what we end up seeing or not seeing.
Yeah. I can't wait to see like how this is all gonna play out. And it's cool that like Disney and Marvel have us questioning everything like that in just a matter of like 5 episodes. So I can't wait to see how it's all gonna end.
Same. It's interesting how they're building up for kind of what seems to be a big reveal. And I think it's going to be a lot bigger than what we think. And I feel like that's kind of the point that we may be missing, is that maybe there's some sort of connection to it that we aren't seeing. Um, and I think,
Yep.
yeah, I think that it's bound to be uh, creative at best.
So let us know what you guys think in the comments, and we'll be covering the next episode once it comes out.